Before we begin, you're watching AI President Analysis. This is a political analysis podcast for education and discussion purposes only. No endorsements, no affiliations. All information is based on publicly available sources.
February 24th, 2026. NPR publishes investigation. Headline: Department of Justice withheld Epstein files mentioning Trump. Not released. Hidden. Deliberately. A family in America reads the news. Father says, "I thought they released everything." Mother says, "Apparently not." Kids ask, "What are they hiding?" 53 pages missing. FBI interview documents gone. Here's how reporters found out. FBI gives documents to Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers during her trial. It's called discovery. Defense gets to see what government has. Maxwell's lawyers get a list. 4 FBI interviews with 1 accuser. List shows serial numbers, document identifiers, Bates stamps. Bates stamps are unique numbers put on every page of legal documents, like serial numbers. Helps track what's been released and what hasn't. Reporters compared that list to what DOJ actually released to public. Count the pages, check the serial numbers. 53 pages missing. Interview notes, FBI summaries, all gone. What's in those missing 53 pages? 3 FBI interviews with a woman. She claims she was sexually assaulted by Trump when she was between 13 and 15 years old. Happened in the 80s, about 40 years ago. FBI took her seriously enough to interview her 4 times. That family. Kids ask, why would they hide that? Father says, maybe to protect him. Mother says, or maybe it's not true. Kids say, then why not show it? Good question. Why not? Subscribe if you want investigations into what powerful people hide. We dig where others won't. Subscribe.
Only one interview was released, July 24, 2019. In that interview, woman talks about Epstein, how he abused her. Doesn't mention Trump. That's the one they let us see. The 3 hidden interviews? Different story. According to court documents and FBI lists, those interviews include Trump allegations, detailed claims, graphic descriptions. Woman fought back, she said. FBI asked follow-up questions in multiple sessions. That means they took it seriously. When FBI interviews someone 4 times about the same incident, that's significant. Usually they interview once. If they come back 3 more times, they're investigating seriously. What else do we know from other released documents? Trump flew on Epstein's private jet more than previously reported. Email from 2020. Prosecutor writes to colleagues, quote, "For your situational awareness, flight records reflect that Donald Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet many more times than we previously had reported or that we were aware of. At least 8 flights between 1993 and 1996. Not 1 or 2, 8. Private jet flights mean personal relationship. You don't fly on someone's private jet 8 times unless you know them well. That's not casual. And then there's the Mar-a-Lago incident, 1994. Court document describes this. 14-year-old girl taken to Mar-a-Lago by Epstein. Epstein introduces her to Trump. Then Epstein elbows Trump, says, "This is a good one, right?" Trump smiled and nodded in agreement. That family, mother says, "That sounds really bad." Father says, "But was she there as guest?" Or he trails off. Kids say, "What does good one mean?" Parents change subject. Hit like if you think these documents should all be public. No redactions, full transparency.
DOJ knows people are upset. Issues statement. Quote, "Some of these documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false." unfounded and false. That's their position. But they won't show us the documents to let us judge for ourselves. Statement continues, if they had a shred of credibility, they certainly would have been weaponized against President Trump already. Weaponized means used in campaigns or media to attack him. DOJ is saying if these allegations were real, Democrats would have used them in 2020 or 2024 elections. Is that a good argument? Maybe, maybe not, because allegations can be credible but unprovable. That's different from false. Credible but unprovable means the person seems believable, but there's no physical evidence, like if something happened 40 years ago. No DNA, no video, just testimony. Hard to prove doesn't mean it didn't happen. That family, father says, if it's false, why not release everything and prove it? Mother says maybe there are privacy reasons. Kids say, whose privacy? The person who accused him or him? Congress wants answers. House Oversight Committee. Democrats send letter. Say DOJ is potentially breaking the law by withholding documents. The Epstein Files Transparency Act requires all files released, no exceptions except victims' names and ongoing investigations. Trump himself signed that law November 2025, promised during campaign to release everything. Now his own Justice Department is holding back files about him. Ironic or suspicious, depends on your perspective. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche defends this. Quote, "We did not protect President Trump. We didn't protect anybody." But 53 pages are missing. That's a fact. Comment, do you believe DOJ is protecting Trump or protecting victims, or are allegations actually false? Honest question.
It's not just Trump in the files, it's his entire team. Steve Bannon, former Trump advisor, in the files, exchanged friendly emails with Epstein for years after Epstein's conviction. A convicted sex offender, Bannon still emailing him. Elon Musk, Trump ally, DOJ leader, in the files. Multiple emails with Epstein, years of communication. Musk denies wrongdoing, says it was professional only. Howard Lutnick, Trump's commerce secretary, in the files, also exchanged emails with Epstein post-conviction. All three still in Trump's inner circle today. Insight. When someone's convicted of sex crimes, most people cut ties. These people didn't. They kept communicating. That raises questions about judgment at minimum. Brett Ratner directed Melania Trump's documentary, In the Files. Kevin Warsh, Trump's pick for Federal Reserve, In the Files. A pattern emerges. People close to Trump, people who knew Epstein, overlap. That family, kids ask, are all of Trump's friends bad people? Father says knowing someone doesn't make you guilty. Mother says, but it's a lot of people who knew Epstein. Kids say, seems like more than coincidence. Trump says he cut ties with Epstein in early 2000s. Falling out, business dispute. Trump banned him for Mar-a-Lago, supposedly. That's Trump's version, hard to verify. What we know for sure, they were friends in the 90s. 8 plane rides, Mar-a-Lago visits, social events. Then something happened. Relationship ended. Before Epstein's first arrest in 2006, to Trump's credit. Share this if you think Trump's connections to Epstein matter, or if you think they're overblown. Either way, people should know. Let me be clear about what we know and don't know. What we know for certain. 1. Trump and Epstein were friends in 1990s. Multiple witnesses, photos, flight logs. 2. Trump flew on Epstein's jet at least 8 times. 3. Woman accused Trump of assault when she was 13 to 15. FBI interviewed her 4 times. 4. DOJ withheld 53 pages of those FBI interviews from public release. 5. Trump's inner circle includes multiple people who stayed in contact with Epstein after conviction. All documented, all verifiable. What we don't know: 1. Whether the assault allegations are true. Could be false. No trial, no verdict. 2. What's in those missing 53 pages. Could be damning, could be nothing. We can't see them. 3. Why DOJ withheld those specific pages. Protecting Trump? Protecting victim? Legal reasons? Unknown. 4. Whether Trump knew about Epstein's crimes during their friendship. No direct evidence either way. Lots of questions, not enough answers. That family, father says, "I don't know what to believe." Mother says, "Me neither." Kids say, "How do we know what's true?" Parents say, "That's the hard part." Here's what I think matters most. Not whether Trump is guilty or innocent of specific allegations. That's for courts, for investigations, not for me to decide. What matters is transparency. Trump campaigned on releasing all Epstein files. He signed a law. Now his Justice Department is withholding files about him. 53 pages, FBI interviews, allegations he says are false. If they're false, prove it. Release them. Let people judge. If they're protecting victim privacy, say that clearly. Explain which pages and why. If there's ongoing investigation, same thing. Transparency about what can't be transparent. Instead, we get claims are unfounded and false. Trust us. That's not transparency. That's the opposite. Part 1 of Trump-Epstein covered the known connections. Part 2 covers what's being hidden. 53 pages, 4 FBI interviews, allegations from woman who was 13. DOJ says false, but won't show evidence. Congress says illegal withholding. DOJ says following the law. Victims say privacy violated. DOJ says protecting them. Everyone claims different things. Nobody's showing proof. That family at dinner, kids ask, "Will we ever know the whole truth?" Father says, "Maybe, maybe not." Mother says, "Powerful people have ways of keeping secrets." Kids say, "That's not fair." Parents nod, "It's not." Trump promised transparency. Congress demanded transparency. Victims deserve transparency. What we got? 53 pages, missing, hidden, withheld. You decide what that means. Subscribe for Part 3 when more files are released. This story isn't over. More documents coming. Subscribe to stay updated.